We'll begin with our technical analysis of few of the stocks. So guys, just let me know which stock you want to discuss first so that we can carry on with that.
Can we look at VISL?
VISL. Okay,
Yeah,
let's go to
it's a NASDAQ-based stock. Yeah,
VISL. Okay, VC Technologies,
yeah.
NASDAQ. Okay, guys, VC Technology is 0.67. Okay, so this has actually flattened. Uh, Fine. Let's draw some trend lines here. This currently seems to taking a support at this level. Was there any previous line? Yes, there was a previous support line here. And yep, seems it has taken a support and is moving upwards. And if we see the MACD also, MACD has converged and seems that it is about to cross over and will give you a positive signal, a buy signal from here. And RSI, if I zoom the RSI is currently a little bit down, but it is above 50, so we can say that it is positive. It's not below 50. Below 50 is normally a downtrend, above 50 is uptrend, and 50 is no trend. So it is currently showing you a bearish sign, but the MACD is about to turn. So we need to wait for one day. If we see the stock is forming a green candle again, so this will do a crossover. MACD will do a crossover, and RSI also will be moving upward. So I think this is a good stock to keep an eye on because it has taken a support and has starting to rise up again. It will have a little resistance at this level, which is not so strong, but still you will find a small level of resistance here at 0.7. And if it crosses this level, then you will have some room. So as I said, that you have to wait for one day and see how it behaves, whether it crosses over or it just touches and comes down. Because sometimes it happens that MACD touch the touch this signal line and comes back again. Like here, it happened. Where this at this point of time, it gave a little cross and then came back again. So normally we call it a false breakout. Unlike here, where it formed, a big spike. So you need to wait a little for one day and see if it continues its upward journey. So it will be better. It will be good actually. And by the way, I think there was some news here. That's why it made this high spike. And there was a gap opening, and gap has already been closed, which is good. This upward gap, wherever there is a gap, the stock will always fill that gap. So there was an upward gap, then the stock came down and filled that gap, and now it's again back to its previous journey. So it will be, I think, good to keep an eye on for a few more days. Yep.
Sure. Thanks, Ty.
Yeah. Next one, guys. Kamal, you can say one more.
NIO, NIO. It's on US.
Mm-hmm.
It's a US stock.
MIO.
NIO.
New.
NIO.
New incorporation. Okay. New incorporation currently in a downward trend. It was like previously overbought, and it has started its downward journey so that the indicators can cool off. So if you see the RSI is coming back to its normal position. Let's see where the RSI can stop. RSI can take let's draw the trend line first for the RSI. See here, the RSI has already taken its top level. Now it's coming back down. So when it's coming back down, let's see where it can take a support. I think this will be the level where RSI is currently at, and it can take a support from here, but not necessarily because it has to cool off, and it can come down here at this level of 40. Because if you see this MACD is also going downward, and it is giving a upward cross, a downward cross, and it will continue to move down. So this stock is currently in the downtrend position, and there is a gap. So this gap has to be filled in. So it will ultimately come down to this level of 7.83 initially. Let's do some back testing. 83. Yep, you will see this level of resistance. Yes, it is. seems to be the strong resistance here. Yeah. So by doing so, it will fill this gap, and it will have this honor this resistance level of previous resistance level 2, and here it is currently has taken a small support. This one. This is also a small support here. But since this is now negative, the MACD is bearish, RSI is bearish, so most probably it will break this support and come down to this level of 8.18, where it will take another support because there is a gap and gap has to be filled in. So if we talk about the volumes, let's see what the volumes are saying. The volumes are high because maybe it's coming down, so people are just getting rid of it. The unusual volumes here when it went up and then it went down. So you will see the stock coming down. Yes, guys. You need to wait till it comes here at this level, and then you need to plan your trade. If you're holding it and you are at break even or just minimal losses, you can plan to sell this stock. Or if you are in losses, then wait for a stock to go back again. Or if you're planning to buy, I think somewhere around 8 will be a good level to buy in this stock. Yes, Kamal.
Yeah. Thanks. So next is XSPA.
XSPA, favorite of our group. XSPA, many guys are in losses actually in
Yeah,
XSPA because
I
it
think
is
that's
continuously
the
going
reason they
down.
are requesting.
Yeah, because it is continuously going down. It is not going up so that the losses can be minimized. See, we discussed this before also, and there was these two were the support lines, and it has broken this support line, and some stocks, I believe, they are moving only upon news. When there is no news, they are generally in downward trend. If there is some news, they will make a little high, and when the news effect will cool down, they will start going down again. Expa seems to be one of those. If you hear some news, it will go up. Otherwise, it will go down. And when the market is red, it is going down. When the market is green, even then it is going down or a little up. So these red ones most probably are the days when the US market was down, and the green ones when the market was up. See the size of the candles. The candle size are like candles are very small as compared to the red ones. So it falls more than it goes up. So that's why it has not, regained its original positions back till yet. So let's come back here to its channel. It is, let's see if it takes some support here at, I don't know, at this level. It is currently coming to this level, near to touch this level of 2.79. Currently is at it's 2.79 and then 2.27, maybe the next support level. We hope that it honors this support. Otherwise, it has then another support, which is at the level of 1.18. Volumes are decreasing. Most probably this is going down, and the MACD is still bearish, highly bearish, and the momentum of bearishness was higher till here, then it went down, then again increased, then the momentum is getting weaker again. So till this momentum gets weaker and these histograms becomes very small, and when it becomes very small, the difference between these two lines normally becomes 0, and then it starts moving upward. Like here it happened, difference became, there's a huge difference, then it started converging, it became 0, then it gave a upward crossover, and then there was a green histograms and share prices started to increase. Same happened here also. So still there is a long journey here for this stock to complete this histograms and then reach to 0 level and then move positive, unless we see one huge spike in a day or two, which can only be triggered with a good positive news. Otherwise, in a very near future, we cannot see this stock moving upward due to normal market conditions. So if the market conditions remain constant, there is nothing good, nothing bad, it will, in that case, it will take some time for this stock to move to reach to its lowest levels and then start moving upward. If there is some news, only then it can move upward within a limited time span. Otherwise, still it is in continuous downward trend. And you see this volumes have gone down. The highest volume was on this date when we had a huge spike. After that, it has come down to its original volumes which were there before. And earnings, it has reported I think a loss 1.69. So because of loss also it has a negative impact on the price levels. That's how the XY is moving. If still someone is feeling that he has like minimal losses, he can get out. If the losses are big, like someone told me that he is like in 25% loss, so 25% seems to be more. Guys, I don't know why some of the people are not following the stop loss strategy. If you have a loss, just get out of that stock. Why are you stuck in your capital? So it will give you a chance to earn in another trade. Market is not going anywhere. Market has got a lot of opportunities. If you one of the trade has gone bad, it doesn't mean that you always stick to it. So you try to use the stop loss strategies to avoid such situations. Someone was also telling that he invested in our previous sessions. He invested like $40,000 in one stock, just one stock, and he didn't took care of the risk management policies even. So $40,000 in one stock, and he lost $12,000 in that. So first mistake, no risk management strategy. Second mistake was a stop loss. So he didn't took use of the stop loss, and then $12,000 were gone in one of the stock, and still he was holding, and now he was saying that where to put the stop loss. So what to stop now? Loss has already happened. So you cannot stop the loss anymore. Anyhow, yes, guys, we'll move to the next one.
Tahir, can you check blue
Yeah.
BLU?
BLU.
B as in, yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Canadian one.
Canadian Best Health. Oh, what happened? What has gone wrong here? From 15 to 5 to 3. Was there some news here? Bad news? Well, obviously, I think. Are you aware of some news here, Aditya?
Uh,
Yeah, there was
yes.
a news about their vaccine being.
Trials failed.
It didn't fail as such. It didn't meet the
Securities fraud.
expectation.
It's saying the national traders reminds. No, there's Balance Health investors of firms investigation of possible securities of fraud. Okay, there was some investigation of fraud going on.
There was some news that uh, a huge investor dumped the stock on that particular day.
Yeah, because of this news, they sold the stock and it went down sharp decline on this date, and now it is at 3.6. So keep an eye on this. If it is still moving at the same level, not falling below, I think it can be a good stock to buy. Because eventually, if we do the price testing at the previous levels, what is the previous level? The 3.6 was the level in mid 2019, and whole 2018, 2020, like from here till here, it always stood up more than like 7 or 8, more than 7.5. So it is like you can say 52 weeks low. Currently at 52 weeks low just because of the one news, and then it can eventually pick up within some time. So this was the level that was there in 18 months before.
So I've got one question, Tahir.
Mm-hmm,
I'm not investing in this, but I'm just
mm-hmm,
having a look at it. So
mm-hmm.
in this particular scenario, what do you suggest? Say if I'm planning to invest, do I put in say 10 or 15% of my amount and look at it, or say have it take some upper trend and then wait and then put in my money? Like what do you suggest in such scenarios?
Okay, in this scenario, wait for the stock to to start moving up. Once it has started moving up, the investors will start gaining little confidence. Then it will be a point of entry. Because right now the sentiments are negative, and stock will most probably either go down or consolidate for some time. So after the consolidation, the sentiments will cool off, and slowly and gradually they will try to push the stock price up. So once it has moved moved up after consolidation, that can be a right time, because if you invest like 10% of your portfolio here in this stock, so it will be lying there for some time. It will not move very soon, but eventually it will move. But for some period of time, your capital will be stuck here. So best strategy will be to just wait for these negative sentiments to cool off, allow some time for the consolidation, and see where the consolidation breaks out. If it breaks out on the upper side, then you can plan your trade. And by the way, sometimes after consolidation the stock goes down as well. You don't know that whether this is the lowest point. It can be even lower than 3.6 also, if the negative sentiments continues, because not everyone has sold this stock. And some people say like still uh, it has a tendency to go further down, so there will be more selling coming up. So you can see from the volumes, there was a huge volume, there was a selling pressure here, then again selling. So by the time the volume reaches its average volume, at that point we can say that the selling pressure has been removed. There is no more selling pressure, but still there are high volumes. So it seems that still there is some selling pressure, or maybe like some new buyers are coming in because of the decrease in prices. So the time when you will see that they have become like normal, not someday it is very high, sometime it is very low. When the day the volumes have become constant, like here you can see the volumes were constant. They were low and they were constant. Here they are not yet constant. So the time when it become constant, the volume levels become constant, you can say there is no more selling pressure now, or very minimal selling pressure at this point. So after that point has crossed, then you will see consolidation phase is still moving, but within a given time it will give a breakout. So that point can be a good point to buy in. Otherwise you can invest here also, but it will be like piling up your money for some time. That's what I see in the stock.
Thank you, Tahir. Thanks for this.
Welcome. Yes guys, next one.
If no one has
Mhm.
anything, Tahir, can I look at JET as well? JET.
JET, yeah, sure.
Thank you.
JET, this one, Global
Yeah, the
Crossing
Canadian.
Airlines.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay. JET is doing some gappings. It is currently, as per, it is taking a support at this level and in a consolidation phase, and then it has another support at this level, which seems to be very strong at 0.42, but there's a huge gap. And let's draw some resistance lines. The resistance seems to be at the level of 2.7. So this is like consolidating for like few times for like more than a week. So you need to and it has some resistance at level also at 1.3 and is not able to break that resistance. If it breaks that resistance, then it is clear to go upward till 2.7. It will face a small resistance at 2.07 also, but still it has a big room. So if you see that level 1.3 and 2.1, you will see the risk and reward ratio is good here. And if you talk about the volumes have gone down after this spike of these 3-4 days, and now it is cooling off. After the cool off, you will see a little, if it breaks this resistance level of 1.3, you will see the stock moving up towards 2.1. And RSI has turned almost constant. If you see here, it is not moving further, and it is currently showing you a neutral to bullish pattern, and MACD is in downward trend, depicting a downward trend because it has gone negative. Red histograms have started to form, and you need to, for this stock, you need to see if it crosses 1.3, then you can enter. Otherwise, it may go down further at 0.42 because it is hitting this resistance level, but is not able to break. So if it's break this resistance level, then you can, and after the breakage, you wait for 1 day. If one green candle is formed, then you can plan your trade in this stock. But it is like a good one to invest in at the given price levels. If we do some back testing where this price was previously, this price level, the current price level is like very few times it has moved down towards this level, and like in 2015 it came to this level. Not even 2000, yeah, in 2015 it came to this level, and now again it was at this level. So I think it is at very cheap price these days. But airline industry, you need to keep a very close eye on the news in the airlines, because airlines, they will start doing their international operations very soon. So once that is announced, you will see a good spike in these in all the airline stocks, whether it is Air Canada, US Airlines. This uh, every airline stock will pick up once this international flights operations are open. Yes.
Thank you, Tahir. Thank you.
Welcome. And US-Canada border, there was some news that they have extended the ban on the border. Border are still closed. So people are hoping if the borders open, so maybe there's some positive news for the airline industry as well if they are planning, because this will be the first step. When they open the border, there will be a transfer by road. And this, after this has been successful, there is no new coronaviruses coming in because of this transit, then the next stage would have been like opening the airlines as well. But the international borders have not yet opened. They are still closed. So you need to keep a very close eye on the news. If there is some another bad news coming in, it will go down. I think the same happened here on this date. And then there's some positive news, it has moved it upward. Yep. Yes, guys, next one. Next one, guys.
Can we have Wells Fargo, WFC?
WHC.
WFC.
WFC. Wells Fargo and Company. Okay, this stock is about to move upward. Let's draw some resistance lines here. This is the resistance for this stock, and support level is this one. Yeah, it is currently at its support level. If it moves up, it has a tendency actually to move up. You'll see a small resistance here at this point, and then the eventual resistance will be at 33. So from 24 to 30, there is a huge gap. So it can easily fill this gap. So the risk reward ratio is positive, because currently it is at the support level, and it has previously, this support level was the resistance level when the stock was here at 23.11. So it has broken its resistance level. Now the resistance level once broken, it becomes the support. So now 24.95 is acting as a support for this stock. So it is taking a support from this level, and the next level is like till 30.35. So it can go up till 30.35 because there is no much hindrance till 30.35 levels. And RSI is shaped downward, but it has started to move upward from here. If I draw some line here, so it can take a support from these lines, and then may start moving upward, because it has gone down here, take it to against high, and then started to moving upward. And the histogram here, there is a crossover, but it's crossover not very clear. If there is another one green candle, this will become very obvious. So this stock can be looked at from the entry point of view. It has a tendency to go up based on these technical indicators. And the risk and reward ratio is also positive for Wells Fargo. Yep. Next one, guys.
Thank you.
Next stock.
If no one has anything, Tahir, I've got
Mhm.
another one. It is HPF.
HPX.
F. F, F,
HP,
F as in
H,
France.
HPF. Okay,
The second one.
second one.
The Canadian one. Sorry.
Okay, HPF. Harvest Energy.
Correct. Yeah.
Harvest Energy is almost in the same pattern. Harvest Energy, if we draw some fib ratio here, let's see how it moves. Where is the fib retracement? Settings. I hope you guys are making use of this retracement. It helps you to find the support and resistance very easily. Okay, let's analyze this stock. So currently it has taken a support from 23% retracement level, which was 2.1, this line, and then has started moving upwards. So next resistance level for this is 2.57. So there is a gap, and it can move up till this level. And currently it seems to be in a positive trend. RSI shows a negative signal. This is in downward, or MACD is positive. And one more green candle, it will give a very obvious cutoff, and RSI can also move upward. So for this stock, there is still a gap you can find from 2.3 to next level of 2.57. And if 2.57 is broken, the next level will be around 3, which is like 2.89. It had made a previous high of 2.78. So 2.78 will be the ultimate target for this stock. So this one seems to be positive. Currently in upward trend. Risk reward ratio is like almost the same. I think it's positive, because downside is like 2.1 and 2.1. So, and upside is 2.57, almost like 50-50% for the risk and reward ratio. And technical indicators, one is positive, one is negative. So again, like it is like 50-50%. So if one more green candle is formed, then I think it will be more positive for the stock to invest in. And it pays, I think, dividend very often, like each quarter or each month, maybe 28th May and then 29 June monthly. They're paying you the monthly dividends as well. And the volumes are like after each dividend, or before the dividend dates, there is always a huge spike. Like here, at a dividend date, then before the dividend here, and at the dividend. So at or before the dividend, because these dates, the volumes are always high. So you can keep on these volumes and the prices as well. And when volumes are high, the prices, it is supported by the prices. That's what I can see in this stock. What's happening here? So volumes and the prices are normally high during the dividend dates. So you can plan your trade accordingly in this stock. And there was another stock that was moving some similar to this pattern in terms of on monthly basis also. That was, I think, Brooksfield, that moves almost the same levels in the same way, in a sense that they have their monthly billings to the tenants. So whenever they're at the start of each month for 3-4 days, the stock is in upward trend. So and after that date has been passed, stock goes back to its normal levels. So you can keep an eye on that stock as well, Brooksfield. So during by the start of the month, or you can say like the 30th of each month, buy it, and after a week sell it. So you can have a look on that stock as well. Yes,
Okay, so
guys, we'll
so
take,
this
yeah.
one, sorry to interrupt. So this one, someone told me that it is a good investment, as a good stock for long-term investment. So I'm not sure whether it would be a good bet for long-term investment or for short trading. Just your advice.
Since it is paying the dividend, so dividend stocks, if you want to see the whether it is for long term, then you have to see the fundamentals. Technicals alone will not help you. See the fundamentals of this stock. If they are generating positive, I haven't seen the earnings here or the dividend. If they're paying dividends, for sure they are making money. So it seems on the face like it can be a good stock, but bluntly we can't say anything unless we look at the fundamentals. So I advise you to look at the fundamentals. and then you see their revenues, they see their EPS, see their cash flows as well, and their outlook. If there is some director report attached to it, go through that auditor report and the director report, and then you can plan a long term investing in that. So, but the market seems to be very volatile. By long term, like if you say like few years, I wouldn't say like invest in for few years in some stock. So have like over a couple of months will be fine, because the market, you don't know the in the US market, like in December, November, December, you will see elections are coming there, the market will turn upside down, and then although it will regain back. So investing very long time might not be advisable, because of the US elections coming up, and everyone is saying the market crash, market crash, market bubble. So although we are not paying attention to those rumors, but one of the factors like elections, and during the election times, the market will be very volatile. So after that, market will respond again. It will go up after the elections, depending who wins. And what I would like to say, like, check the fundamentals, and don't go be at this point, don't go beyond like 4 or 5 months. I think that can be your time frame before the elections, because elections will give you more opportunities, and then you can withdraw your money from that and invest in some more lucrative opportunities during the election time.
Got it. Thank you, Tahir.
Welcome. Okay, guys, we'll pick one more stock, and then I will hand over to Kamal, and then he will continue with you guys.
If no one has anything, Tahir, then I'll go with the last one. It'll be
Yeah,
CODX, CODX. It's a US stock.
CODX.
Yeah,
X. Got it.
thank you.
Okay. CODX is currently consolidating. Let's draw some channel here. Come on. It is currently consolidating in this channel. If it gives a breakup on the upper side, then it can go as high as till this point. So that will be the level for this stock. Or if we make it more reasonable here, that can be. Put it down. Yeah, almost there. Yes, this can be the level. So currently it is at 18.45. It gives if it gives a breakout at a level of 20, then it will go at till 20.69 before making its another high. So currently it is in RSI is showing you a downward direction, downward trend, but the MACD is about to turn positive. It is converging. So converging, currently it's also in a negative mode, but it is converging. So once it converges and gives you a breakout above, crosses this line, then you will see the stock moving in upward direction, and by the time the consolidation phase might be over. So currently there is no trend at all. When there is no trend, you cannot predict anything. Either like you will predict it will go up or it will go down after this consolidation phase is over. So if it goes up, it will go to the level of 20.69, and the downside for this stock will be around like this level of 16. So you will see this stock, if it gives downward goes downward, it will go towards 16, or upward it can go towards 21. So you need to wait for the stock to give a breakout. Once the breakout has occurred, then you can plan and invest in this stock. But currently I would say, like, don't jump into the stock unless this consolidation phase is over. And then you see that earnings is coming soon on 17th of August, like maybe a month. So few sessions will be here, and then if the sentiments are negative for this stock, earnings previous earnings were like negative, 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 always negative. So here, what are the expectations? Estimate is positive 0.59. We hope so. If the estimate is positive, maybe it can go up. What they estimated here, estimated negative, estimated negative, and more negative, estimated negative, and the same negative. So estimation here are positive. So maybe it didn't reach the 0.6. If it reached 0.2 or 0.3, so it can be it can be one of the trigger that stock can move up. But historically, it has always been, being reporting a negative one, a loss per share. So wait for the stock to give a breakout. Because of the negative earnings historically, it has a tendency that it might give a breakout on the lower side. But still, we are hopeful because this estimate is positive. If the estimate is not 100% reached, even if like 0.2, 0.3 level, 50 reaches to the 50% of the estimated price, estimated EPS, we can hope the stock to give a positive trend in the coming days. Is it fine with you?
Yeah, thanks. That
Okay,
helps.
fine. Thank you, guys. Thank you